Alright guys, Billy here with Good Breeze. I have Aiden here from Armstrong, and today we are excited to see the new Armstrong Midlengths. So pretty stoked on these. We've got a few of the bigger sizes here that we got to try out today. And so what, whole new shape,
yep,
crazy weight difference, new construction method. Let's start with the shape. The first thing I noticed was they're wider and there's a different little bottom shape.
Yeah, so we've increased the width a little bit, decreased the length slightly, and decreased the thickness. So it's more connected feeling to the foil. In the bottom here, we've kept parallel lines through the mid parts of the board, just allowing for faster takeoff and speed through there. And then it's a little sandy now, but we've got a squash tail at the back there, just allowing for nice release as it comes off the back. In there, deck grip's been slightly changed, so we've just found that this is giving good grip on these
yeah, you still got these little like, suction cup type feeling. Yeah, I felt that on my toes going, oh!
Sticks to that, and then we've still got that back pad at the back, so if you know where the back of the deck is.
Kick myself,
and it's got, in the mid here, the mid arch through here that you can put your foot to and be like, oh, I know where it is. And same thing as previously, the foil tracks on the top tell you where the foil sits underneath.
Oh, I don't think I've ever even noticed that, to be honest with you.
These black lines line up with where the tracks are on the other side. And so it means you can be like, where is my foot relative to the foil? And you can actually, if you wanted to, put a line on here and be like, that's where my foil sits. How far in front or behind do I sit, or what do I like there?
I like that.
And same thing in strap configuration. All of these mid-lengths come with strap options. So you can, at the front it's 3 options, 3, 3. At the back it's 3 through the middle and then 2 each side, so you can have an offset. I tend to like an offset for the way it carves and rolls through. But you can put it central as well if you're switching feet and going upwind on both sides.
Cool. So lots of options to really dial in where your foot position is.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
So you have to do a V on the front because there's
no straight. So you have to do a V on one side. Pick one side. Usually in winging, you're going to pick one side that you like more and go off.
Makes sense. Is that all sizes have the center down then?
Yes. Yeah, correct on that.
Cool. And then the first thing I noticed is, man, these weight. Like all the guys picked it up and were just like, what? Is this real? So, and I mean, obviously they're strong. I mean, I've seen videos of Army just dropping this thing over and over again, trying to break it almost. So like, what do they do? How do they make it so light that, for what you could tell us at least?
Yeah, it's a big change in our process of how we're manufacturing it. So we've done it, it's all molded technology. So we're able to put the board layered up fully in a single process and then mold it in these big steel molds. And it allows us to get this uniform pressure and temperature throughout the entire process. So you get the best curing, you can use less material, and it's bomber proof on that. Sure. So, and with doing that, using less material in the different areas as you have to do different step processes, now we've got a lighter board, which is, everyone who's picked it up was like, oh, that's a 75. They thought it was like a 40 liter in terms of weight.
Yeah, I can't wait to get our hands on the small ones. And you were saying too, with that process, like everyone's going to be identical. Like there's no variations in this board versus that board from it being different heat or whatever. It's all pressures.
It's all the same process every time. It's an EPS core, same ultralight to keep that through the middle, and then it's on the rails with double PVC sandwich construction on the rails and through the decked parts where you need it, and with single PVC through the rest of the board, so that it's rock solid. If you do crack it, you're still going to be able to ride without even having to it's waterproof and that sort of stuff.
Is that what the X-Foam?
The X-Foam is the process of how they're doing. They're doing the molded technology. So that whole step process is the precision molded technology that we're using.
I know the guys over here were frothing to try the 38 liter because it's the 38 liter mid-length now is great, but it's always been a little narrow. So I think the 38 now is going to be, even the 45 is going to be more like a prone ready, epic thing.
Still easy as to paddle in. It's going to be a little bit shorter than the current one, not by much, but a little bit, and the width is going to increase. Not only does that help for your stability and a takeoff in a way, but also once you're up, cranking through a turn, you can get on both rails. So we've found that the efficiency of paddling in is, on the 45, you can still just rip a paddle in and not worry about oh, I'm getting caught up or hung up. It still glides into it, but it's got that stability and drive that just wants to, go for it.
You can catch waves easy, but still have the
and have that easy push off,
not wobbly.
Exactly. So it means that 55 before was kind of like that. I felt like the stable sort of size. Now those 45 and that 38 had that stability in the width of that sort of volume.
I'll have a 38 for sure.
Yes.
And then one thing that we definitely need to talk about: foil assist ready, right? Like foil drive, whatever, any kind of foil assist on the 100 liter. just crushing it like it was nothing. So
Yeah.
they're definitely going to be really good foil assist boards.
And that's
for
the
sure.
big thing is you can use any size board without
Yeah.
having any issue on connection. We've made sure there's a window going through, so there is that connection.
Yeah, so no more need for an antenna, basically.
Yeah,
New
exactly.
mid-length range will be perfectly used. Works great with foil drive and other foil assists. Well, sweet. And then it's 100 liter the biggest?
No, it goes up to 130 now.
130.
So we've added two more sizes. We've added 115 and 130 for if you're wanting a bigger board, but you're wanting it more efficient, you're on flat water, or you're like, hey, I just need those lighter wind days that I don't want to get up and I don't want to have to work for it as hard. Then jump on that bigger board, bit more shape and direction, then it's going to be easier to take off.
So 38 all the way up to 130 liters, so size for everybody.
Pretty much on these.
Great, man. Well, awesome. We're super excited. Everybody, we had great feedback today. We had a demo day here, and everybody's been loving the bigger sizes. We were just winging on this 70 liter and 8 knots, so they definitely work. And man, you got to get your hands on one of these. Just come feel how light they are. You'll be amazed.
And we're done.
Excited.
Another big point that's probably worth looking at is like we've looked at it from the perspective of the prone, the wing, the para wing.
Right.
There's so many disciplines that you can cross over on this sport that you're like, hey, actually, I want to. For me, I travel with the 75 and the 100. It's a very accessible sizes. At home, I have the 65.
That's what I was about to say.
That's
I
sort
think
of like
65 is like that. I can kind of do everything.
Exactly. For me, if I go any smaller than that, para winging becomes really restricted on like when you can get up.
Right.
So I'm 85 kgs, which is about 185 pounds, I think about.
Yeah.
So I use that. 65, 75, just a little bit more forgiving. Like today, that little bit extra was so much more helpful on getting up. But we've looked at all the different disciplines and like made sure the design fits for each of those disciplines to work together.
Perfect. And they still come with a bag, right?
They still come with a bag.
Nice,
Same thing.
Not
so
that you need it.
Destructible board, like, and it still.
But then you won't
back.
get scratches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just lasts for longer and it looks better.
For sure. Yeah.
So
awesome. Well, thanks, man. We're super excited. Come check these guys out if you haven't.